Quick disclaimer, this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing here should be considered financial advice. Always do your own research and understand the risks before investing.
Yeah, welcome back to another Bitcoin update. So we're going to be on the shorter time frame for today just because we did have a little bit of a positive price action that we saw today in the market. If you haven't seen our longer term Bitcoin analysis, check out some of our other videos where we have those as well. Every day we are posting as well for Bitcoin updates. And if you guys have any other coins or any other analysis or just things you would like to see, make sure to comment down below and we'll be able to get that done as well. But really quickly on the shorter time frame for Bitcoin, we have been tracking a possible 5-wave move up in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave move up where we could possibly still go for one more high here, where all of this so essentially the higher that this price goes, the higher this support zone goes as well. But with a 5-wave move up, that would overall be a first wave, and then we could get a second wave correction, and then we could get a third wave up, a fourth wave, and a fifth wave, all in a C wave, just because C waves are typically 5-wave movements. And our support zone right now, assuming that the price did top at 70,470 more or less, we could look for a 3-wave corrective move in A, B, C to the downside, where our support zone for this second wave will be between 66,230 to 68,400. It is okay if we get a little below as long as we bounce back into it. What we do not want to see is a decisive break below. A break below this low that we had at 65,000 for this B wave. If we break below that low, it's possible that this B wave could be in an extension. But once we do break below this low that we formed on the 5th of February at 60,000, once we break below that, well, then it confirms that we did not top or we did not bottom yet, and we are still going for one more low. Basically, the larger degree picture, really quickly before we go back to the shorter time frame, is a larger degree A, B, C correction to the downside, where this A wave could have possibly bottomed already here at the 60,000 level that we have marked over here. If we get a break below this level, well, then it's possible that that A wave did indeed not bottom yet, and we are going for another low. Now, with this 5-wave move up and this pattern that we are tracking, right now it is more likely that we did indeed bottom, but obviously nothing is ever guaranteed. With the CPI report we had yesterday for the US, definitely pushed up Bitcoin a lot too, so that's really nice to see in the market. Now, what we would be working on with this whole entire move is a larger degree A, B, C, where all that would be a 3-wave move in a larger degree A wave, where we could get a larger degree B wave corrective move, and then a C wave up, where we can possibly test that resistance zone that we have been talking about so much, and this swing high in which we were talking about back in January, which topped around 98,000 more or less, where we could possibly get tested there as well before we get a rejection in that larger degree B wave bounce. But obviously way too early to tell whether this next move will be a corrective B wave bounce or a new all-time high, or whether if we even bottomed yet in this A wave. But what we've seen so far with the 5-wave move up and a corrective B wave move and a possible first wave where we could get a 1-2 setup, and then a third wave, fourth wave, and a fifth wave, all in that C wave for the A wave. If we do see something like that, it would be a larger 3-wave move, and it is totally possible with only a 3-wave move that we could go for another low as well. It's just the more that we start to fill this out in these waves, the more likely that that A wave did indeed bottom here at 60,000, but obviously it's never guaranteed. So that's why we have these support zones. So if we break below them in these swing lows, then that could indicate to us that maybe another low could be forming. But now that we have been forming these moves it is leading me to believe just as long as we can hold support, well, then prices can remain higher. So that is our base case right now, is that this A wave has bottomed at 60,000 and we are in the start of this corrective B wave bounce, or it can happen in a larger A, B, C corrective move. Obviously with B wave bounces, they are unpredictable. So it's totally possible that we just test maybe only to 80,000 and then that could be all of the B wave bounce at this swing high and we go lower. Or maybe even we break above this swing high and we could possibly go to above 100,000 and we still get rejected. And even B waves, they can overshoot sometimes too. It's totally possible we just get a larger 3-wave move to the upside where we can even get a new all-time high and still get rejected. But that is way too early to tell. That is all speculation. None of it is obviously guaranteed, and our base case remains we could possibly test these swing highs or even swing lows that we got back in January between 80,000 to 98,000. But it's totally possible that we just barely touch resistance, which I believe was at 86,000, and then we can get rejected. That's totally possible as well, but we will keep track of it. We have our support, we have our larger degree resistance, we have what could happen if it goes higher, we have what could happen if it goes lower, and we just kind of have to let price do its thing. So far with price action, base case remains we are in the start of this B wave, but at any moment that can always change. So yeah, thanks for watching. We will see you next time.